In the reporting section of the Tridion Content Explorer, you can see all the data sources that have already been set up. Let's look at the data source from the current Tridion archive items. Here you can see all the options that we can set for the data source. You can also set caching options, enable or disable the cache, and set the cache duration. We have the option of viewing the top 100 records to get the preview of the report. Let's look at the query definitions and create a new one. We name it Tridion archive items. Current, we want to see the published dates of the current items. And insert our first data source. We can select from all the existing data sources. So we select Tridion archive items, current. Oops, wrong one. With the first data source, a joining column is not required, so we just click apply. But we want to join it with the data from the published queue, so we insert a second data source. And set the joining column to item URI. We set a relationship to our first data source and join it on item URI and click apply. The link is now graphically represented on the screen. In the sidebar on the right, we can manage the links and also add filters. The filters can be regular expressions, also comparisons. We can put a filter on any available column. Let's look at the inputs. There's an input section for each data source. For the published queue, we only want to see the published transactions. And we can set the date range. We want to see items published since yesterday. This creates a cron string, which we can edit. So we change it to 2 days back and preview the start date generated. We do the same with the end date. We set it to tomorrow. This will include all of today. Nothing to set for the archive items. So we save and close. Let's make the title more specific. Tridion Publish Items. Okay, good enough. And there's our newly created query definition. The next step is a new report definition. We give it a title and call it Tridion Published Items. We use our new Tridion Published Items query definition. Here we have all the available columns to include in the report. Select all the columns you want to add to the report. Oops, not that one. Let's look at the inputs. We use the page item type. I'd rather change the page title to reflect this. Now let's create our new report. We call the new report Publish Pages. And we use the Tridion template with a single column layout. The report title is also Publish Pages. For the report definition, we select Tridion Publish Pages and we add all the available columns. We can edit the column titles to something more meaningful and set the column alignment. Let's do the same with this column. We can specify inputs for this report and also specify scheduling. Give the schedule a meaningful title. See Help for the cron formatting. The format is HTML and we need it emailed. Enter the recipient and an email subject. And we are done. Let's refresh the reports list and run our new report. And there it is.